Alright gang, welcome back. Got another little project today. So we got this Extera, Nissan Extera. I already started taking the tire down. So we had a little challenge already trying to take the tire off. So we got that down. And it's getting a new, or a used new crossmember. And some shocks. So we'll show you what we're doing with that. We get it up in the air, finish getting this tire off, and then I'll get it up in the air and I'll show you what's going on with it. Okay, so we got this tire out of here. Sometimes I wonder how that little chain, I don't know if you can see it, right? That little chain holds that tire. That thing weighs a freaking ton. Steel tire, old tire. Sometimes I wonder how they don't just freaking fall right off, but all right, so I got the hood popped. We're gonna pop the hood open. We're gonna do some welding on this thing. So I gotta take the battery, disconnect the battery on it real quick, and then we'll get going. I'll get it up in the air. All right, battery disconnected. Get the parts out. This is the chain I was talking about. You imagine? Look at this little thing. Good thing. Sometimes these rust out, so that's how they lose a tire. But I'm gonna lube this one up so I make sure that's working. Well, here's what we're doing today. Oh yes, another fine example of Chinese metal. So that thing is shot. Shocks are shot. So he's got a set of shocks. And we're gonna change the shocks out. Hopefully that one is the one that's gonna not give me a problem. All right, we'll get them, and then we got to figure out what we're going to do with this. Normally I would just cut this off so we don't break the brake lines. The brake lines actually look real good. They're nice, they're still good actually, so we don't want to have to crack them loose, because then you got to worry about the calipers getting messed up or not being able to open up and, you know, bleed them out. So I'm gonna cut this off here, and then we'll re-weld this one onto the new one. So I'm gonna get the shock out of the way. Got to move these wires and stuff out of the way. We'll cut this cross member off, clean this area up. Same thing with this side. Same thing. We'll cut that off. And first I'm gonna measure it, because he cut it at the junkyard. I guess he got this from the junkyard, so we're gonna make sure it's long enough. If not, we're gonna have to splice some into it. So let me get this chain out of my way, and we'll start getting this thing over with here. All right, we're gonna get the wheels off. Now we wire brush all the nuts and bolts. Put some penetrating oil on them. Let them soak for a little while. And then get the jack this part up here. Start taking the shocks out of the way so we can get to that. And then we're gonna measure that bar out and make sure it still works. Which it should. If worst comes to worst, we'll just add some to it or something. But all right, we're gonna keep moving along here. All right, so got the one shock out. Here's the problem.
Improvise now.
Yeah. So right.
This is all.
Put that. Yeah, that's solid there.
That's solid.
But now, if you put that up against it, put it all the way up against the frame on the other side. No.
What? Oh.
Put it, yeah, like that.
Yeah.
You're about 2 inches too short. So you're about 2 inches too short.
This size.
So now,
gone, but from here.
so what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it here. Cut it. Actually, if we cut it here, I could get all the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut it there.
Cut it there. We gotta move.
So I can leave
Might have to take. Might have to take the exhaust out of the way though. Let's see. Okay, if we get the exhaust out of the way, and then we'll just place it where it's straight.
That's the shot. Shocking.
Yeah. All right. So in the meantime, cut these off.
Yeah. And we gotta get that.
Cut that thing off. We got to move all these wires. So let me call them up. All right. So we got to go ahead and do what we got to do. We really got no choice unless you buy a new cross member, which they probably make that. I'm not sure. It's not a bolt-in piece, so I'm not sure about that. But we're gonna do it this way. It'll be fine. All right. All right, Josh. Cut it up.
Cut that off there. We'll get the exhaust out. Get a little filter paper we'll put on so we get the hammer out real quick. Let me go get the pliers so we can push that out.
They should slide over.
So you can probably almost break it off.
No, it's still good. I don't want to break the brake lines.
No, not those, yeah. Alright. And the reason why we're cutting that off is so you don't have to touch the brake lines, because everything's still good right now.
Okay, we're good with that. I gotta cut this thing off. Get a little thing to pop the wires off.
What does that matter? Alright, let me try to get the shock out.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
This, not so much.
You already got the other one cut off, right?
What?
The where the other wires are,
Yeah.
the hoses.
Yeah.
You should pull on it. It'll probably break right.
No, I won't. All right. Let me cut it off here and then we'll
Grind it down to the. Okay. You can see this. That's good. that part in. Alright, now we can grind that back. Alright, let me try getting this shock out.
That one shock is giving us a hell of a time. This is actually still good, so there's a hole up there. I'm gonna mark that one with the other one. Line it up, slice them together.
I gotta heat these bolts off.
That one we got heated off.
I got that, the bottom one done, but
this one's giving me a fit.
I got the socket here.
Get ready.
Give me the cord. That all cleaned up. We'll clean this end up. Where we gotta cut this one down just a little bit so that it'll line up with that.
That one over there will work.
Well, clean that one up.
Which one?
Clean the end of that. Or I might have to cut that more too.
I gotta cut it straight. I'm gonna cut it nice and straight. Let's see how much we need first, and then we'll mark it. Where's the other one?
And then to make sure that this end's nice and like square, flat.
Put a disc on this. I need to cut that wheel.
Alright. Put that up there. This fits like a glove.
That's gonna go there. Like that. And that's gonna go.
I have to grind just a hair off that truck.
No, I had it. Just gotta get turned a little bit right there. There it goes. Right there.
Okay.
Like that.
Tack it in.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Alright. Getting it up inside of there. We're getting the. I'm gonna weld it. If we, oh, you moved it. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh, God, I can't see shit. Alright,
There you go.
There you go. All right, go. No,
Yeah,
wait.
I don't have a ground.
Hold on. Hold on. Get your ground back. Try that. There you go. So we got it tacked in place. We weld it all the way around. And on this one, he actually had just texted us. He said, "How's the rest of the frame look?" And the rest of the frame on this one is actually really nice. Mostly they all rot up in here on the two front sides. And this one's actually really nice. Compared to some of the ones we've seen.
Where's the light?
There. All right, we're gonna keep welding. I'm gonna get the brake lines back on there.
Got that all welded up. Got that all welded up. I got this bracket all welded back on. That's back on.
All right, put the shocks in
All
it.
good. Pop
Here.
the shocks back in. Well, put some paint on that first so we don't get it all over the shocks.
All right, and then I'll put the
We'll
shocks
put
in.
the shocks back in, and we gotta put the exhaust on and weld the exhaust back. All right, got everything back together. Looks good. I put white lithium grease all over this chain.
Put the spare tire back up.
We'll put the spare back on it. That's it. All right, let it down. All right, so this little funnel, that's why you couldn't get the tool in there, because the plastic thing was laying in the tire when we took it off. So we put that back on. Should be a lot easier to get the tire down now.
Let me get this up there now.
Oh, you ain't gonna, I'll let it down.
Well,
Yeah, I did it on the ground.
all right.
Take 2 seconds. All right, it's all done. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You need anything done, let us know.